And welcome to the next video. It's early morning where I'm at. I'm feeling pretty good, and I figured, why don't we just kick this morning off with the Marvel Legends stuff I've been teasing. I've been teasing it ever since I was doing the Masters of the Universe origin stuff. If you remember when I unboxed the Forge figure and the Storm figure that I got, I think even before that I might have teased what I was kind of doing. If you put the pieces together, then you know. Basically, my plan has been to finish off the X-Men team I started building a long time ago. And I went ahead and I did that with buying this 3-pack. I got kind of lucky with this. I went out of town recently, and there's a little collector shop I always visit there that sells a lot of Bandai kits, a lot of like Bandai model kits, like the Star Wars kits and stuff. I'm not really a big model kit guy, but every once in a while they'll have some figures, and they had one of these, and I got it for a really good price. I'm not gonna lie, I almost pulled the trigger on a couple of those like really expensive ones on eBay because this sold out. It was Amazon exclusive. It's hard to find now, but I've been going to that store for years since I was a kid. And knowing the owner, he was just like, hey man, he was like, you know what, I'll give it to you for X. And I was like, cool. X being like a decent price. And I went ahead and jumped on it because I needed them. A while back, when I first started this, it was just about like collecting my favorite team. X-Men. The X-Men are my favorite team. I love the like the 80s and kind of early 90s X-Men stuff. That Chris Claremont, Louise Simonson, Fabian Nicieza kind of era of X-Men. And so back then I was kind of thinking, well, like, what version of the X-Men am I going to get? Because there are different ones, you know. Do I go with like that kind of early Lin Wein giant size kind of X-Men look? Do I go with the 80s look where Cyclops had the blue and white costume? What am I going to do? Who am I going to get? Who am I going to add to my X-Men collection? And when Marvel Legends started releasing those animated series / Jim Lee style figures, I knew right then and there, like, that's it. Like, that to me is like the iconic visage of the X-Men, if you will. And I've got a few of those. I won't go dig them out, but I have Nightcrawler. I have 3 in that one set, I know for sure. Gambit, Beast, and Nightcrawler I have. I was an idiot and did not get Mr. Sinister. I should have. But he is coming in an eBay order that I placed. So hopefully he'll be here soon. But yeah. And I didn't get this initially, which was dumb too, and I should have. I had the chance to when it was on Amazon for a long time, and I just never pulled the trigger. And by the time I wanted to, it was too late. But that being said, X-Men are not all I'm going after. So basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to collect a lot of different kind of teams. And I'm going slowly through it because, if you just try to do all that at once, it's going to cost you a lot. But along with the X-Men and who I've decided to get there, I've decided to go and start an X-Factor team because, low-key, I love Peter David's X-Factor with Havoc and Polaris and Multiple Man and Strong Guy. I love that team. I think it's awesome. That's actually what I'm going to put my Forge figure. I'm going to put him in the X-Factor team, which I think I mentioned when I opened up that Forge figure. But yeah, I've been going back and just collecting kind of that 90s era X-Men to kind of build a set. Now, this is where things get tricky because in my quest to do a couple of specific Build-A-Figures, like Strong Guy, because I'm going to need him for X-Factor, and another one I'll get into when I talk about some other figures I'm going to open up in a different video. In my quest to get those Build-A-Figure pieces, I ended up with most of the X-Factor team. The only one I was missing was Cable. No, yeah, Cable and Shatterstar. Those were the two I was really missing. And I really went back and forth on it because I am not an X-Force fan at all, really. Um, I know Rob Liefeld and his art in that first X-Force run is like very sentimental for a lot of people. I totally get it. It's just not my thing. I did like them more when Fabian Nicieza took over and started doing them, and he was kind of really developing the stories. Um, they were cool then, but not enough for me to kind of want to buy them. What changed my mind on that was I was already so close to completing that team. And I have a friend who wants that team. And so I kind of went out of my way to get to order the Shatterstar and Cable loose on eBay. And basically, I'm gonna sell him the team. I'm gonna put it together as a package, and it's gonna be like basically I'm gonna try to give him like a decent discount on it as kind of like a gift. I kind of owe him one. He's helped me on a couple of different things, and so I'm gonna put together the team and just be like, hey man, here's a really good deal for the whole team if you want it, and give that to him as a gift. And he kind of knows I'm doing that already, and I think he's excited for it. So I am putting together an X-Force team just for him, because I'm not a big fan of them. I'm not going to use them, but I know he likes them. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on with Marvel Legends, and it doesn't end there. Over time, not so much immediately, but over time I do plan to build some other teams. I want to really expand my Marvel Legends collection. I know there's a new retro Fantastic Four set that's supposed to be coming out. I want to get those. I have all of the first wave of the Age of Apocalypse figures to open up. So we're going to be doing Age of Apocalypse X-Men. I pre-ordered the second wave with that Build-A-Figure Colossus. It looks amazing. So a lot of stuff. I've been thinking about getting that MODOK and putting them with the Scientist Supreme that just came out. There's a lot. The Alpha Flight. I saw Amazon had the Alpha Flight pack on sale, and I have Sasquatch. Funny enough, I got it a long time ago in pieces at a store, I think. Which is funny because I think Cable was a part of that set, but I got Cable loose recently for that set I'm going to give to my friend. But I actually have the Sasquatch Build-A-Figure. So I have that, and I know there's a Guardian one, which I did order because I needed the Build-A-Figure piece in there. If you know who's that Build-A-Figure piece is, then you know who I'm building. I already had like most of that set. I was just missing him and the Mr. Sinister piece, I think. I'd have to check again. But yeah. A lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. There's a lot of things I already have. Like, one of my buddies brought up, are you going to do Avengers? I already have most of the Avengers I want. I have those Alex Ross style figures that came out. I think those are awesome. I got a Red Skull to go with that Captain America. I've got a Loki and a Malekith to go with that Thor already. I've had them for a while. What else? The Iron Man. I don't know who I'm going to put with Iron Man. Maybe Ultron. I don't know. The Ultron that came out, I pre-ordered that one. But yeah, I know you're listening to me rambling here for a long time. But there is a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. A lot of loose figures coming in from eBay and Macari that I'll be taking a look at. Just rounding out all the collection that I started and never got to finish. Yeah, working on some Build-A-Figures. I'm going to be trying to get some Build-A-Figures going here. A couple of them I have are already near complete. So I already have Sasquatch. And a couple of them I'm pretty close to already being done with. But yeah, expect a lot of X-Men in particular and Marvel Legends coming down the pipeline. I've been rambling on long enough. Here we go. This is, I believe, called the Love Triangle 3-pack. You got Wolverine, Tiger Stripe Wolverine, perfect. We're going to switch that head out with this one, obviously. We have Jean Grey, which I think is like the hardest one of these to get like loose. When I was looking a while back for her, she was going for like 70 or 80 bucks. It was wild. And then we got Cyclops with the jacket. They did already release this Cyclops without the jacket. But I was having a hard time finding that. And when I saw this for the deal that my buddy gave it to me at that store, it's a way, like, I'll just go ahead and say it. When this first came out, it was like 50 or 60 bucks on Amazon. I think it was 60, and then when it went on sale, it was like 50, and I never pulled the trigger, and I regret that immensely. But he sold this to me for 80. So for like the price of that Jean Grey, I got the whole 3-pack. And so I'm happy about that. Yeah, but here we go. Let's see, we got the side here. Same thing on that side? Yeah, same thing on this side. At the top there. Funny enough, look at that. I guess he got it at GameStop a long time ago. And then ripped off the price so he could sell it. That's amazing. So this wasn't Amazon exclusive then. I thought it was. Which one's Amazon exclusive? I'm asking that to nobody. There's nobody else here. Why am I asking it? Oh, God, I'm wrong then. Well, is the Magneto one the Amazon exclusive? It is the Magneto one, isn't it? Shit. My bad. Okay, this was not Amazon exclusive. But I do remember it being around that price though, like 50 or 60 bucks, and I never pulled the trigger on it when I saw it on Amazon. But I love that. Like that's if you ever go to like toy stores, that's like the most carny, but I totally understand it thing. Like there's a price tag, we're just gonna rip the thing off and sell it on our own price. I'd love that. That's hilarious. I didn't even notice that. But yeah. There we got the back. We got Cyclops, little bios for each one if you want to kind of pause and look at those. Got Jean Grey, Wolverine, Cyclops. Cool. Box is a little beat up, not gonna lie, but I mean, for what it is. Alright, let's get into this. Oh boy. You want to open up here? There we go. All right. I wanted to use this little set of videos to also kind of go over some like collecting advice. I've gotten a couple of questions on Instagram, especially like with WWE figures. I get it a lot. But like just like how do you go about collecting? Like, wow, how do you choose what to get, what not to get? Little packet, little instruction book that fell out. Oh well. The best thing I can tell you on that is like the very first thing I kind of learned as a collector when I first started really getting into buying stuff again, like in college, was pause that. Who do we want to take a look at first? Wolverine, Jean Grey, or Cyclops? Let's go with Cyclops. He is, unpopular opinion, maybe my least favorite X-Man. Well, no, probably Jubilee is, but I think Cyclops is one of the most overrated characters ever. Unpopular opinion, I know. So, I just never liked him. It's like his whole sole purpose is just to always be disappointed. But like the very first thing I kind of learned as a collector was to not feel like you always have to buy everything. Don't always succumb to FOMO. Fear. If you don't know what FOMO is, FOMO, fear of missing out. There we go. Cyclops. Even though I'm not a Cyclops fan, I do like this figure. I think it's perfect for what it is. I like the jacket. It's got the X logo. The jacket is kind of similar to what we've seen on Wolverine or Logan figures before. They just added in like the X symbol here. Gave him the yellow glove hands. Called it good. Yeah, I like it. I will say I'm not quite the biggest fan of like the thigh things here, because they can slide down. But it's good for what it is. He's got the ab crunch. He's got all that. I think it would have been cool if he came with interchangeable arms, so you could get just the blue suit. But I mean, it's not too big of an issue. See what I mean? Like this moves a lot. This little piece. I remember one of my friends has the originals, the first release of this Cyclops, without the jacket, and it does a very similar thing where like it's always moving on him. The little piece down here on the shoes is also kind of soft, but then you get the hard plastic down here. I mean, the head sculpt is great. He does come with a couple of different ones, mainly just different glasses and different kind of hairstyle. So there's the first one. He's kind of got like the... this one looks like he's wearing Bret Hart sunglasses. And then he's got the ones where it almost looks like he's... Yo, no lie, if you wanted to use this as a Daredevil head, you could. A Matt Murdock head. It's got the red glasses and everything. Like, it'd almost be perfect for a Daredevil swap. He does come with the hand to kind of put up like he's going to shoot the beam. Yeah, I mean, it's good. On the inside, we got the whole thing going with the X logo and everything. He's got all your standard articulation, even the bicep joint. Ab crunches there. Double jointed knees. I believe he's got the elbow the elbow rotation here, but it's just a single jointed elbow. But it does have that rotation going. So yeah, really good head articulation. So there's Cyclops. Like I said, I'm not a big Cyclops fan, but if you're gonna do an X-Men collection, you need him. Any kind of version of him. He's in damn near every team, I think. So there's Cyclops. We'll go ahead and take a look at Jean Grey. Yeah, back to the fear of missing out. I know I'm kind of going back and forth between the figures and my advice here. There's Jean Grey's alternate head. But it's one of those things, you know, like, yeah, I'm fixing to go in on a lot of Marvel Legends that I'm buying because I want to complete some teams. But does that mean I'm going to be going after, like, every figure for whatever reason? No. A good example of that is that new Iron Man series that's coming out. As I'm filming this, there's a new Marvel Legends Iron Man wave coming out that'll let you build Ursa Major, which I think is a great build-a-figure, but the majority of that wave means nothing to me. I would rather go out of my way to find the individual Ursa Major parts as opposed to paying, like, I think on Big Bad Toy Store or Dorkside, like 160 to like 170 bucks for the whole set just to build it, when I can probably get $100 off of that and pay like anywhere from 50 to 70 for the individual parts early on. So don't think you just have to buy a whole set because you want the Build-A-Figure or because you like need all of the characters for no reason. Like, why do you need like a holographic Iron Man when there's about a dozen different Iron Mans coming out that have come out in the last year and a half or two, you know? Like, so Jean Grey. I think a lot of people would say this is a good definitive look for Jean Grey. The only reason I say some, not all, is because You could also make a very good argument that her definitive look is the Phoenix costume, the green and the red. So it just depends on what your preference is. She's really good. I like this one. I'm glad I got this one. Again, single jointed elbows, but I believe, does she not have the arm swivel? She does. It's there. No bicep swivel though on this one. So interesting. These are actually like molded on her legs. They're not just painted on. I like that. She's got her X belt. A little bit, remember when I unboxed that Storm? Like her hair was so heavy it made her head a little wobbly. A little bit of that going on with this Jean Grey. It's not as bad as the Storm figure, but there it is. She does come with the alternate head with the ponytail instead. I like the longer hair down though. I think it looks a little bit better. Again, those blues and yellows, that kind of Jim Lee look makes it really pop. I like it. I believe Cyclops was in the blue, no. Yeah, the blue team, right? The X-Men blue team. And I think Jean Grey was in the X-Men gold team. So, yeah. I like her. I think it's pretty good. Her ab crunch, not ab crunch, but like her torso joint is really tight. So it's kind of hard to kind of get that going. The belt is a little loose, but it sits there pretty fine. Yeah, I like it. Anyways, advice, switching back and forth again. Yeah, just don't feel like you always have to get everything. If you want a team, go after a team. Go after all the X-Men. Go after all of the Fantastic Four. You know, do what you want to do with those. But, you know, if you don't want to buy a set, but you want that Build-A-Figure, wait. See if you can get the individual parts cheaper for the Build-A-Figure and not the whole set. Like I said, I'm going to try to do that with Ursa Major. I don't want to get those Iron Man figures. They're just, none of them really appeal to me. Maybe Dark Star if you want to do Winter Guard. But beyond that, like, none of them appeal to me at all. Wolverine's got an alternate head. He's also got the hood. There's the head we're gonna switch out for this Wolverine. He comes with the bone clawed hands, but he does come with alternate metal claw hands. We're gonna switch those out too. They are bent, but they straighten out pretty well when you mess around with them. I've kind of learned that with Wolverine figures over time. And now we have our Wolverine. There's something about this Wolverine I've noticed, and I noticed it when they released the first Tiger Stripe Wolverine a while back in like that weird it was like a Toys R Us wave or something when he first got released. There we go though. We have like the torn up mask. It's all beat up. We're gonna switch that out. Bone claws, which look great by the way. Like these are done really well, and they're very like straightened out, not like the metal plastic ones we get. The shoulder pieces are separate, but they stick where they need to be. They're good. He has the butterfly joints, which seems to be pretty common for most Wolverine figures these days. Yeah, I like it. I like the pointy mask, the tiger stripes on the side. It's got the red belt, everything about it. Yeah. To me, this is prime Wolverine right here. Now, something I always notice with a lot of Wolverines, especially the yellow ones, I don't think my camera is picking it up and doing it justice, but if you ever look at the Wolverine figures, a lot of times the butterfly joints and then like the bottom parts of his legs are always a different shade of yellow than the torso and the thigh cut. I don't think my camera's picking it up well, but in person you can see there's a slight difference of the yellows. And that's been on like almost every yellow Wolverine I've ever seen, except like the old Toy Biz one. That one was pretty yellow all around. But yeah, here we go. I like him. I like them a lot. Let's see if we can get the head changed out. Anyway, yeah. Pick your battles and action figures you buy. Don't feel like you have to get a whole set just because you want to build a figure. Same thing with like a WWE wave. Don't feel like you have to get the whole wave just because, oh, it's got this guy, this guy, this guy. They're gonna get more unless they're like a one-off figure. You can usually tell like which wrestler is gonna get a lot of figures and which one's not. There we go. I like this way more. Yeah. Nice. See if we can get the hands changed out. There we go. Yeah, anyways, don't always succumb to the fear of missing out, the FOMO. Or I grabbed the wrong hand. That was dumb of me. Or just like thinking you need everything. Unless you're really going just for like a completionist mentality of trying to get everything, there's no reason to. I really just don't think there is. Apologies, the Wolverine hand was way harder to get on than expected. Okay, let's do the other one, the one I mistakenly grabbed. But that's going to be my advice for this video. As I go through more of these, I want to kind of give more advice. But that was like the first topic that kind of always gets brought up when I see people starting to collect stuff. It's just like, well, I need everything. And that happens a lot. When you first start collecting, you'll feel like you need everything and don't fall into it. You'll end up regretting so many purchases. One for me early on when I was in college was, and I started collecting stuff again. Oh, there we go. Got it in. I like this way better. Metal claws with the perfect head. We're good. One of the ones that always came back to bite me in the ass was, I remember when Mattel first got the WWE license, and it was kind of one of those things where they were doing the elites for the first time and the basics and all that stuff. And I didn't get into them immediately, but when I got into them a little bit later and they started getting like better head scans and stuff, I was buying so many different ones. Like, oh, this is like the best version of this character I've ever seen. This is the best version of that character I've ever seen. I was getting like whole sets. I'd wait for Walmart to like stock them and I'd buy them. And it was just like, and now I look back and I have a lot of WWE figures I don't want. I don't need. Like, why did I buy this guy? Why? I don't even like him. I just bought him because it looked cool. And he was part of the set of that wave. And I did that a few times with WWE figures when I was in college. And it sucks. Don't fall into it. Pick your battles. Pick your favorites. Pick a team like the X-Men and just try to go for all the X-Men stuff instead of trying to get all the Marvel stuff. Because it's a slippery slope, man. If you want to just do MCU characters, just do the MCU. Avoid the comic stuff. If you want to just do comic stuff, just get the comic stuff. Avoid the MCU. It's all like kind of that thing. Don't fall into the FOMO, the aspect of it, the fear of missing out. Because I think every seasoned collector, unless they're just a true completionist, will tell you, there's no reason to buy everything. There never really is, unless you're just that person that has that kind of money and you're a completionist. But last part, the dreaded stand tests. Okay, we got Cyclops. We got Jean Grey. Uh-oh. Looks like Wolverine's gonna need some help. There we go. Yeah. Awesome. I've been wanting this pack for a long time. When I missed it, and it like got jacked up and went double in price, and I think in some cases like even triple in price, that's kind of what made me stop getting all the X-Men stuff. I I was like, man, I'm never going to be able to get these. Like, they're just so hard to find now. And lo and behold, I finally did, and I was able to kind of get back into things. There's a couple of figures out there that were a little pricey that I went ahead and picked up, but to complete the X-Men. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, kind of joining me on the start of a new collecting journey, and enjoyed the advice. If it helped you, I hope it does. I've been through that, so yeah, in the next video, I'm not sure what we'll take a look at, but there's a lot here, so there's no shortage of stuff to look at. And I'll go into some other like questions that I've got in terms of collecting, and kind of like split up the advice and everything. But thank you. I hope you guys enjoy this new like kind of adventure we're going on. And I'll catch you guys wherever it takes us next.